Well, thank you, Craig. It's certainly good to be on with you.
That's his Joe Davis impersonation.
We'll get to it here in just a moment. I was a little late getting to the TV last night, so I was like 10 minutes late. It was 10 minutes into the game. And I turned on the TV, and Houston was already up 3-0 in the top of the first, only 2 out. They had 2 outs, and the bases were loaded.
Yeah. Could have been worse, I guess, the first inning.
That's a tough one. And did you say the starter went for like 10 pitches?
22, I guess.
Okay.
But they were down. Heaney got them down 3-0, 10 pitches into the game.
Oh, my Lord. Gosh. That's unbelievable. Okay, some other things that have changed in the game. You guys know I've announced here very courageously during this segment that I'm a time traveler. I'm a baseball time traveler because the last time I watched a full baseball game was 12 years ago, somewhere around there. So a lot of things have changed in the game presentation since then. And pleasant changes. I've enjoyed watching baseball. I think that all the changes they made to the game to make it more palatable to the TV viewer have really worked out. I don't remember this 12 years ago. Guys wearing the oven mitts on first. When you're a runner on first and you put on the oven mitts.
Yeah, protect your hands.
When did that come about?
Last year? I think it was the first time I saw it.
That's right.
Maybe 2 years ago.
So is this like baseball just started allowing it last year, or was this technology just developed last year by the oven mitt industry?
Never thought of the oven mitt until the oven mitt industry said, hey, we got something for you.
It's like, hey, we've kind of tapped out the cooking market.
Right.
And
we want to get into baseball.
We just repurpose this, relabel it. You know, that's what companies do. They'll relabel a product as being for a new application, and then people will buy them.
It is a goofy-looking glove, and it does bring up when you put an oven mitt on, it looks kind of funny too, doesn't it?
Yes. It's just so unstable to me to see a runner on first all of a sudden look like he's prepping to pull a frozen pizza out of the air fryer or something. I don't get it. And I don't understand why it has to be an oven mitt. A mitten is like the worst technology ever. When we have gloves, why is it not just a glove? A glove is going to protect your hand too.
Could you also put one on that was like 20 feet long so you get to second base when you're stealing way early?
That's why I was thinking maybe they're using the oven mitt because it's got a bigger footprint to it, so it gives you more ability to touch the base. Why not just use a regular glove? Because that's going to protect your hand from the dirt.
Maybe not 20 feet, but yeah, if you just put the thing on the end of your hand, you would.
Yeah, they're gaining a few inches there of reach, which could make all the difference, right? So So baseball has always allowed the oven mitt, and last year was the first year that the company came out with it. Oh, wait, Killer's got the answer because
here we go. Let's
he
go
does
to
a
our
baseball podcast.
Special baseball correspondent in Killer Kellison.
Scott Podsednik started wearing it in 2008 after he hurt his hand. He was the first one to actually wear the oven mitt like glove on the base pad.
Okay. So it's been around for a while.
It's been around since 2008.
Yeah, but it only really started becoming popular with a lot of the players about 4 years ago. You remember Rugi wore one all the time.
God, I don't remember that.
I don't either.
So that they just allow you to wear, so you can have all kinds of new equipment you can just introduce to the game, and until they tell you no.
Well, I think
allowed.
if you went out there with a sword, they may have something to say about it.
Yeah, well, that's a
base
weapon.
running with a sword.
But that's a weapon.
Or a musket.
But can the like outfielder gloves, the dimensions of them are regulated, right? Or could you wear a huge 10-foot glove?
I believe those are regulated.
They got to be.
But as far as you know, Killer, the oven mitt is not regulated. You could wear a really oversized oven mitt.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, fielding gloves shall not measure more than 13 inches from the tip of any one of the four fingers.
Yeah, you don't want them too big because you're trying to run, too. That's pretty important. Your speed.
Can't be more than 8 inches wide.
But the oven mitt, you could have a huge oven mitt. Let's say you did put on the 20-inch oven mitt.
Here's what it says in the rule book. Oven mitts are allowed in any size.
See, told you. Told you. Have umpires always called out why they're calling a ball, and we just haven't heard it because the microphone technology is different, or is this just this particular umpire calls it out?
Yeah, it varies ump to ump.
I've heard it before, but I do think you hear more of the ump now than you used to.
Yeah, because I'm hearing him all throughout the game, and it's kind of annoying to me. I'm kind of like, you don't have to explain yourself to anyone, sir.
That ump last night sucked.
Whoa.
His strike zone was ridiculous. I'm sorry. And I mean no offense.
No,
okay.
you don't mean
No
this
offense,
as a negative
no
thing
offense.
about
Yeah,
him.
No,
we're
not
clear
at
there.
all.
This is a compliment to him.
His strike zone was ridiculous.
It was a trash strike
for
zone.
both teams. It was awful. How many times did you see one of the pitchers stare in at him like, are you kidding me?
That's why we need that robot back there.
Yes. Why can't we switch
It's
to it?
coming.
I don't understand why we don't switch to it already.
5
Robart.
years. We'll have it. It's coming.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Ever since you told me that the Commanders would never change their name.
Maybe you don't let things go, do you?
How?
Well, it is true. You guys swore to me, Gordon. You don't understand the intricacies of sports. You can't change a name like that has been going on for so
We didn't make that big a stand.
He feasts on the 5 times we're wrong.
Yeah, and
And he's right, and ignores the 500
Yeah.
times we're right.
He overstates the case we make too. Like we really made a big case for it. It's like I don't know. I don't
You
think
guys,
they'll change.
you guys
but
took me aside and said, "Hey, man, I wouldn't be talking about that on the air because that's just not going to happen. You don't want to
be
waste
talking
your
about
precious
that.
airtime talking about the Commanders changing their names."
God, you're so full of it.
Yeah, but okay. So the ump that ball that's in. That one was in. Ball that's going to be a little tall. That's tall. Just shut up already. He's talking too much. And then when Jose Altuve gets
Hey,
the
man.
chin music and has to go down to the ground, this is going to be a timeout, and this is not on you. This is going to be me. I'm taking this, and you take this on me. Whatever you need, Jose, right now. He was making it way too much about
Taking
himself.
control.
Yeah. Wow, an umpire doing that? Odd. Did it seem to you guys that we had way more batters getting out of the batter's box and pitchers walking around the mound than should be allowed?
Yeah, it
with
did
the
seem-
rules?
Seemed
It
a little
did.
slow out there.
Yeah.
Well, plus the Rangers was it through 4 innings they'd already thrown 102 pitches. So there was a lot of pitches last
Yeah,
night too.
a lot of pitching changes.
Yeah.
The other change that I noticed is the challenges in instant replay. That really was a shock to my baseball system.
Yeah, what do you
like,
think about that?
Wow, this is very football-like. They're going to replay, and then you have the official out there who turns on the stadium mic and
Isn't that great?
after review of the play, it just was
I know.
so football-like. It's crazy.
No, I
So
think
you
that-
like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Tell
get
us
it right.
what's going on. Yeah.
Let's get it right. The kid behind home plate in the banana costume, dancing every time the camera's turned on him.
It's making me crazy.
Okay,
He's Banana Kid.
Does there need to be some sort of rules that if you're sitting in these seats, you can't do a bunch of bits?
Yes.
I thought you liked bits. This would be you if you got ALCS tickets at the age of whatever he is.
But you
A
can't
teenager.
He's doing the same bit each time. I mean, if he had on a different fruit outfit every single time they cut to him, okay, now he's got something.
You don't think that's killing at his school?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a hero.
Yeah.
Because he was
Well, there you go.
the dancing banana that distracted from the ALCS. Aren't you shocked, though, that they don't have some sort of decorum rules for those seats? Because there's only, a dozen people that you can see in that shot?
That would have deprived us of getting to watch Roland Stewart all those years.
Was he the guy that
that,
flew the plane into the IRS
Rainbow,
building in Austin?
Rainbow Man, who had the John 3:16 sign and wore the
Remember
rainbow
him?
wig.
He was everywhere.
He was at every World Series game sitting behind home plate.
Promoting a religion.
So distracting.
So
It's distracting enough when you have Larry King and Mary Hart sitting back there not doing bits. Or Corby. Remember the time Corby got to sit behind home plate for a playoff
Oh,
game?
yeah.
that was so distracting. Seeing Corey back there the whole time. Okay, so I texted with both of my co-hosts last night,
I sent you a text out of the blue.
You did.
I want that noted.
You did. So here's what I had with George. I sent George a text with 30 minutes into the game. I said, I can't believe you can't hear this announcer with exaggerated announcer voice. His exaggerated S's are driving me nuts. And George texted back, nope. And then I texted back, just listen to those S's.
No.
And George texted back, no. He could not detect them. He could not hear them
I
at
can
all.
hear it, but it's just not. The complaint I hear about Joe Davis is he's too generic. I don't hear that he has big-time announcer voice.
So then I get a text from Craig at 8:30. He texted me, you've never been more correct about anything than you were today about Joe Davis's voice. So how did my co-host that I've worked with for 30 years...
Okay, now that I'm on the air and I'm not just on a text with you, because I don't like texting with you. Number one, you never text me back if I'm texting you. And then when I do get a text from you, it's always some sort of instant emergency or something like that. It makes me nervous to text with you.
But instant emergency?
You are right, but I think you hear things that most people don't. And I think that's why you do impersonations so well, as you hear, like we never noticed Greg Olson in The Shot until you brought it up. And
I didn't notice Joe Davis. My first experience with him was a couple of years ago. He was doing a college football game. And I thought, wow, he sounds like Joe Buck.
Yeah.
And he's trying to sound like Joe Buck. He has gotten away from Joe Buck, and he is now Biff Barnes, Guy Sports. Mm-hmm. Because in the other times I've heard him, I'm not really listening for it. I was listening a lot to John Smoltz, and I was caught up in the game, and I wasn't really listening to Joe Davis. But after you brought that up yesterday, I listened for it, and oh my God.
It'll drive you nuts.
From the opening statement when they came on camera in the booth, we're here tonight for the Astros and the Rangers, and Johnny is going to be a good game. And he goes real unnecessarily deep.
Yeah, he starts doing the deep talk out there. And
Seager and Simeon.
Oh, gosh, I can't stand
He
that.
did that so many times. His S's are so exaggerated, and he does the old baseball announcer of, that's a 3-2 pitch. And it's a fake announcer voice.
Yeah. And why?
And he didn't used to be that way 2-3 years ago.
So why did he develop it all of a sudden?
I don't know, but it drove me crazy.
And it's unnecessary. We've totally gotten away from that style of broadcasting. Why is he going back to this?
We don't have time, but I think that has become a very difficult gig. Network play-by-play guy. It's like nobody's ever happy with him, and they get dunked on and served more than anybody, I think.
Well, exaggerating your S's and getting them all slurry is not the answer.
Yeah, he used to sound like Joe Buck, who sounds great.
Yeah.
Joe is conversational but authoritative. Joe's great, and I always thought Joe Davis was trying really hard to sound like Joe Buck, and now he sounds like Guy Sports. It's unbelievable.
I'm surprised it doesn't drive you crazy, George.
No, I guess I haven't. I mean, I do notice it more now after the last 2 days, but it doesn't drive me crazy.
He likes talking about the Astros.
That's so exaggerated. That's way exaggerated.
He's always springing a leak every time he hits an S.
Losing air pressure.
All right, Gordo, thank you. That is the ODEX 634 on the ticket.
All right, and our picks against the P1. We are getting into late October now. How we stand?
Well, you had another very, very good week last week, George. You went 12-2.
I'm on a heater the last couple of weeks.
Boy, you really are. We had one push, that Oregon-Washington game, so we had 14 total games. You went 12-2. I went 9-5, and our P1 Hector also went 9-5. So for the season, you pull further ahead. You are 58-30. I am in second place, but now 4 games back at 54-34, and the P1s collectively are bringing up the rear at 47-41.
Okay. Well, picking games with us this morning from South Lake, we have Eddie. Morning, Eddie.
Good morning.
Oh,
man. Try that again. Say hey.
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Okay, now we got
all
you.
right.
Now we got you loud and clear. All right, Eddie, how long have you lived in South Lake, and what is your football expertise level?
I've been in South Lake about 27 years. We moved there in 96. Played a little high school football. Season ticket holder with the Dragons for about the last 20-something years. So.
Okay, so you see a lot of high school
watch a lot.
football? Yeah. Where'd you go to high school?
A lot of high school football.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Red Oak.
Okay, all righty. Well, we pick 5 high school, 5 college, and 5 pro games. College and pro are against the spread. No point spreads here in the high school ranks, and we start off in District 5, 6A, Denton Geyer and Allen tonight.
So last week I picked McKinney to beat Allen, and
they rolled.
Allen beat him like 42-7.
Yeah, whooped them.
I hate picking against Geyer, but I think Allen's pretty good. I'll go Allen.
What do you think, Eddie?
I'm going to go with Geyer. They beat us our last game of the year last year, so they're still pretty strong, I think.
He's watching games every Friday. Yeah. I'll go with Allen to keep rolling since they're at home. All right, the Battle of the Axe tonight in District 6A. Both teams are 3-1 in district. Louisville at Flower Mound Marcus. I do believe Junior and I have the honor of broadcasting the first game between these two teams way back in the day.
You are correct. I will take the Fighting Farmers, who appear to be pretty salty this year.
Who you like there, Eddie?
I like the Farmers also. We played Marcus earlier this year, and they weren't that good. So.
Okay. I'll go with Louisville to win the Battle of the Axe. Euless Trinity is taking on Crowley tonight. Crowley's quarterback is named Caleb Williams.
Uh-oh.
And he's put up good numbers.
Uh-oh. Despite that late-breaking news, I'll take Trinity.
What do you think, Eddie?
I'll go with Trojans.
Yeah. I'll go with Trinity.
Who's that?
That was just me. I was just saying, okay. I'll go with Trinity. In Frisco tonight, we have Frisco, Reedy, and Frisco. This game is at the Star this evening.
Reedy.
Eddie?
Reedy.
I'll go Reedy as well in a very goose-like tone. Let's crank up our computer and get our high school chat GPT pick of the week.
What up, Ross? It's me, the Adolescent High School Game of the Week computer with your this week's High School Game of the Week pick. Although I have to admit, it's kinda hard focusing on football when the Rangers are struggling so bad in the Boomer Ball playoffs. The good news is, I got a high school computer girlfriend. She's just a low-rent Chromebook, but she lets me do hand stuff to her hand. She says she loves me. I doubt she will be my computer wife one day, but it is fun learning each other's bodies and overclocking each other's graphics cards, yeah boy.
Oh my gosh.
This week's pick is the Hampshire Fanatic computer lovers traveling to Silsbee to take on the Mountain Goats. And that is your high school game of the week. Peace out.
Okay, peace out. That is Hampshire Fanatic, the Longhorns, taking on the Silsbee Tigers. Battle of Unbeatens tonight.
Yeah, and I know very little about these teams other than they're undefeated, so I'll go with the home team, Silsbee.
Okay. What do you think, Eddie?
I'll go with Silsbee also.
Yeah, I'll go with Silsbee, the second-ranked team in 4A. Here we go.
All right, Eddie, let's go to the colleges and pros, picking these games against the spread. College football tomorrow in the Big 12. TCU is getting 6.5 at Kansas State.
Frogs may have trouble with that freshman quarterback, Avery Johnson. Not related, but I think he scored 5 touchdowns last week against Tech. Give me K-State.
Eddie?
K-State.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think I like Kansas State here at home. Got a lot of big national games, a lot of matchups between top 25 teams, or in this case, top 10 teams. Penn State getting 4.5 at Ohio State.
Only conference in America, the Big Ten, with 3 top 10 teams. I think Ohio State, at least in this one, is the best team, and I'll take them at home.
Eddie?
I'm going with Penn State.
I think I'm with George. I think I like the Buckeyes here at home. Tennessee getting 9.5 at Alabama.
I think the Crimson Tide will win. They'll smoke the cigars, but they won't cover. I'll take Tennessee in the points.
Eddie?
I'm with George. I'll take Tennessee in the points also.
Give me Alabama.
Whoa, okay.
That's right. You heard it here first. All right, another matchup of top 20 teams. Duke getting 14.5 at Florida State.
Florida State wins, but I'll take the points. Give me Duke.
Fast Eddie?
I'll take Duker also.
Yep, I think that's too many points here. I'm with you guys. And out in the Pac-12, the big one between Utah getting 7 on the road at USC.
I know I've asked this just about every week. Cam Rising still not playing, right?
Right. They say they're week to week with him still, and that's been the news for 7 or 8 weeks.
I'll take USC. Their defense is just silly, but I'll take them.
Big E?
I hate to do it also. I'll take USC.
USC has not been world beaters their last 4 games. They're barely beating bad teams, and they got drilled by Notre Dame. I think Utah can keep it close. Give me the Utes and 7.
I think that's a really good pick. All right, to the National Football League we go, and an NFC East battle. Washington in the Meadowlands to play the Giants. Giants getting 2.5 at home.
You're going to think this is crazy for a team that cannot score. But at some point, they're going to look semi-decent, and I think this might be the week. Give me the Giants.
Okay. What do you think, Eddie?
I'll take the Giants also.
Yeah, they about got the Bills last week. But I'll take Washington. I'll take Washington, and I'll just say they'll win by a field goal anyway. All right, really interesting game. The Motor City Kitties, Detroit Lions on the road at Baltimore. Detroit's getting 3.
One of the 2 best matchups of the weekend. I like Detroit a lot. You've won me over on your Lions. But I like Baltimore this weekend.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think, Eddie?
Lions.
Yeah, I think the Lions have too much offense. I will take. I'll take the Lions to win the game. Pittsburgh on the West Coast taking on the Rams, and the Steelers are getting 3.
The Rams, the next opponent for the Cowboys.
Yep.
So we'll be watching this game with interest. I think I like Los Angeles here.
Who you like, Eddie?
I'll take the Rams also.
I'm going to take Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Pittsburgh in the 3. The Chargers, after taking a whooping from the Cowboys by 3 points, they're in Kansas City. They're only getting 5.5.
After seeing the Chargers lose another close game, I think they're the least. I think there are 2 least trustworthy teams in the NFL: the Vikings and the Chargers.
Yeah.
So give me Kansas City.
What do you think, Eddie?
I'll take the Chargers.
Ooh, okay. I like KC as well. We have a Tay-Tay update. Is she there?
Probably.
It's got to be a home game, right?
Yeah,
she's got to be there. And then Sunday Night Football. This ought to be interesting. Tua against Jalen. Miami at Philadelphia. The Fins are getting 2.5.
So the other big game of the year for the Fins, they got their doors blown at Buffalo. I don't know that they're going to get their doors blown here, but I do think Philadelphia rebounds from last week and beats them by a touchdown.
Solid theory. Eddie?
I'm more of a want to, but I'll take the Dolphins.
I think the slump continues for Philly, and I think Miami right now can score, and Philadelphia is having a hard time doing that. I'll take the Dolphins. All right, Eddie, thanks for picking games with us. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you. There goes Eddie.
Happy Halloween, Eddie.
And happy Halloween, of course. Merry Christmas. It is 7:08 on the ticket. Up next, we got Gordo and Muse in the news.
The crazy thing that the mortuary worker ended up with next. I'm not going to say anything.
Doesn't matter where we are. He's still battling.
I'm not going to say anything about battling the printer right now. P1 Tom says if the Rangers do actually make it to the World Series, he would give anything. He says we would set up a GoFundMe to buy off the suite behind home plate and have George dress up in animal costumes.
Okay.
Bear, gorilla, Sasquatch.
Gotcha. I'll do it.
God, it'd be great.
And the gag is you're just casually watching the game, texting on your phone, sipping beers.
Maybe scoring the game.
Yeah, scoring the game. Sasquatch back there scoring the game.
You would be an internet sensation.
Would they let you go full costume? Well, I guess so. If
That kid
dress
was
up
a full
as a banana.
banana.
Yeah. But would they say something if you were going in the front gate dressed up as Chewie?
Well, you carry it in your bag. I mean, you go change in the restroom or something.
Okay.
As their security is searching your bag. What
Yeah,
is this?
what is
It's a
it?
Chewbacca
It's a
costume.
Chewbacca
It's a Sasquatch
home
outfit.
plate. So
Don't worry about
it's
it.
a whole thing.
Casual Sasquatch watching the game. That'd be so great.
Drinking a beer,
Yeah.
nodding his head.
Yeah. Waving down the nachos guy over here.
Over here.
On a bad strike 3 call, he stands up, puts his hands up in the air.
Palms up. Like, what's
kidding
going
me?
on? Come on, Blue.
Casual Sasquatch. I love it. He's so great. They showed Tones Rome's there,
Yep.
and they only identified him as Dallas
Getting ready
Cowboys
for his game on Sunday.
quarterback. And a P1 tweeted out a picture of, he added a sign below Dallas Cowboys quarterback that says pro golfer and future Hall of
It's the
Famer.
cheapest sign.
That's so great. I love it. Okay, let's get on with the news. Oh, by the way, right up under that tweet that P1 sent me of Tony Romo is another tweet of someone mentioning the sad fact that John Ritter, Suzanne Summers, Norman Fell, and Audra, what's her name, who played Mrs.
Lindley
Roper.
or something.
Yeah, Audrey Lindley. All passed away, leaving only one sole surviving member of the Three's Company main cast.
Your early ticket punchline go-to
Yeah,
name.
go-to.
I don't think I ever mentioned her
Oh.
name. As a matter of fact, I just found out what it is. Her name is Joyce DeWitt. Is that the way you pronounce
If
it?
anybody was with us in the first 3 years of the ticket, Gordo uttered Joyce DeWitt 10,000 times.
Yeah.
I've never said the name Joyce DeWitt. I've never said the name Wilford Brimley
Oh, my
or
gosh.
seasoned ground beef.
Yeah.
None of those things.
Drywall, whole thing.
Drywall? What does that have anything to do with anything? Lawyer Sidney Powell, who I guess is a Dallas lawyer. I didn't know she was from Dallas. She pleaded guilty to reduced charges yesterday in the efforts to overturn the election in Georgia. So she becomes the second defendant in that case to reach a deal with prosecutors. She was charged alongside former President Trump and 17 others with violating Georgia's anti-racketeering laws. And so part of her plea agreement, she pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanors, is that she will serve 6 years probation, fined $6,000, and will have to write an apology letter to Georgia and its residents. And then she agreed to testify truthfully against her co-defendants at future trials. She is 68 years of age. What was her nickname? She had some nickname.
Criminal?
Kid.
Okay, Fernando, you know her nickname was not Criminal.
Oh, really? It wasn't?
She's the one who claimed that Trump actually won by a landslide
Yeah.
and that she was going to prove it.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of backed off on that claim, I guess.
Yeah, well, what you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
You got to keep doubling down until you can't anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way it works. The trial dates for the 16 remaining defendants, including Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows, who was Trump's White House chief of staff, they have not been set yet, those trial dates. So how did the Cowboys land Dolly Parton for the Thanksgiving Day halftime show? Well, Charlotte Jones talked about that, and she said it basically came together when Dolly was in town hosting the ACMs?
Yeah. Is that what they had out at the Star?
Yes, at the Star in Frisco. And she liked the place so much and was impressed with all the facilities. And, of course, they rolled out the red carpet for her then that they started working on her about being the halftime entertainment at the Thanksgiving Day game. And she agreed.
You know what else I thought why this may have happened? Doesn't Dolly seem like she's probably Jerry Jones' dream girl?
Yeah, and Charlotte says this in the article. She said that She said the cheerleaders are really excited about this because, Dolly's gotten popular again with young women. So Dolly's a national treasure. So the cheerleaders are really excited about Dolly doing that because they're going to be performing alongside Dolly. And she said the only person that's happier than the cheerleaders is her dad,
Daddy.
Jerry.
I totally believe it.
Yeah.
I bet she's number one on his list.
I think Julie. What do you mean? That's kind of creepy. But
If Gene were to allow him to venture out,
I got a hall pass.
It's not that crazy. And
Not that I really need a hall pass these days. I kind of do what I want.
I
but-
bet you Dolly's number one on his list.
Well, what was
fun
Julie
here.
Christie? Was it Chris Christie or Julie Christie that was on Jerry's
Is Julie
list?
Christie or Julie Newmar? One of those.
Lee Christie.
Okay.
Chris Christie, is that what you said?
That's who was
Either
sitting
or.
on Jerry's lap. a
Yeah,
couple
that's who's
weeks
always
ago.
sitting on Jerry's lap. So I just figured it was him. Yeah, Julie Christie. But you're right, and that Dolly's got to be right up there for him because Jerry grew up watching Dolly, and Dolly was famous in the 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. And have you watched old footage of Dolly performing back then?
Oh, yeah, on the Porter Wagner
she
show.
was so cute.
I know.
Jugs. And so,
Coach.
okay, you don't need Jason Garrett on this. And so talented, so talented, great voice.
I know. I feel bad about being negative about Dolly.
You should.
performing. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, she
I just
is
wasn't expecting her.
12 years old, and
Yeah,
she's
that's cool.
promoting a new album. This is perfect for Dolly. And
Okay.
so I'm glad that the synergy has happened where she'll be part of the Red Kettle campaign kicking off the Salvation Army halftime show at the Thanksgiving Day game. You know how much they've raised since they started this? The Cowboys started in 97, this making halftime of the Thanksgiving Day game
Yeah.
benefit Salvation Army.
I think they're now over $500.
$3.56 billion.
I was right. That's over
He does
500.
not say
It is.
billion?
You said a little bit. That's not a little
No,
bit.
I said I think they're over $500.
Who performed at the first Thanksgiving Day concert the Cowboys hosted in 1997?
Was that Shania?
That was
Michael
because
McDonald.
I wasn't doing PA yet, and that's when my big old noggin was on VH1.
Hold on. Was it Creed?
No.
No, they were like 2002 or something.
Okay.
I have the entire list. I'll
right,
start
hit
from
us.
1997.
Hit us.
Reba McEntire was
Okay.
first.
Huh.
Then the next year, Randy Travis.
Yep.
Then Clint Black. Then Billy Gilman and Jessica Simpson.
Billy Gilman?
Yeah. Performed with
That
Jessica
song
Simpson.
was big,
Huh.
I guess.
And then, was that right when that song was out?
About that time, yeah. It came out late 90s.
I tried to go to school today,
Don't do it.
but some hobo,
No,
he
no,
injected
no.
me with AIDS.
Not the words.
I swear those were the words.
No.
Creed in 2001.
Okay.
Then Leanne Rimes.
Remember how crazy the Creed show was with the
Yes.
guys floating around on those, what do you call
Wires?
that yet? No.
Spaceships?
Yeah, spaceships.
Okay. Then Leanne Rimes, 2002. Toby Keith, Destiny's Child,
Yes,
Sheryl
huge.
Crow, Carrie Underwood in 2006.
Springsteen.
Who was quarterback then?
That was the year Tones Rome started.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Kelly Clarkson, Jonas Brothers in 2008, then Daughtry, then Keith Urban. Boy, they've had a lot of big acts. Enrique Iglesias, Selena Gomez, who's, of course, from here, and now she's in Murders in the Building. Pitbull, Luke Bryan, Eric Church, Thomas Rhett, Megan Trainor. She's the one that's all about that bass.
Yeah.
That was
All
2018.
about it.
Ellie Goulding, Kane Brown, Luke Combs, the Jonas Brothers again last
Brown,
year.
what a beating
and now
he was.
Dolly, well, happy birthday.
Thank you for raising
to
all the
you.
money.
Yeah. Apple has canceled The Problem with Jon Stewart.
Good.
Why are you saying good?
I was losing sleep over it last night.
I watched one episode, and I didn't think it was great.
I know it. I know. It was not that great. Here's the problem with Jon Stewart. It's like if I tune in and I know everything that the guy's going to say, there's no unique take, or there's no okay, this is then why watch something if you're just going to know exactly what you're going to hear every single time?
And I like him. I loved his stand-up way back in the day.
And the Daily Show, he was the best at that.
Oh yeah.
Like when it went over to Trevor Noah, there's another guy that I watched and go, I
don't get it.
Like
quite.
everyone's laughing. I'm somehow I didn't understand the humor as much. But anyway, Trevor Noah has been doing the show since 2015, The Daily Show. But the problem with Jon Stewart has been canceled by Apple, and they say it's over the fact that Stewart had planned on doing some episodes on artificial intelligence and communist China, and that Apple had objections to these things. Of course, Apple has investments in both of those things, right? AI, and they make their products in China. So I don't know whether that was what it really was over or not. All right, and a mortuary worker is in trouble. Ryan Smith is his name. He's 41 years of age. This happened in Nebraska. And he was one of 2 employees from Mid-America First Call.
Generic.
That's the name of the company. Does that narrow down anything for you?
What do they do?
They're a company that the sheriff's office contracts to retrieve and process dead bodies. I think this news story could have worded that a little bit more delicately. Process dead bodies. It's written by a 6th grader. So they responded to a 51-year-old man's natural death that happened at his apartment. So they go and they have to retrieve the man's earthly remains or his dead body. And while they were in the apartment, apparently Ryan Smith took notice of the life-sized sex doll.
I was close.
Really close.
I was really close.
Yeah, good
deceased
job.
man owned in his apartment. Well, after they retrieve the remains of the guy and they leave, later that day, Ryan Smith contacted the property manager of the residence, claiming that the sheriff's office had asked him to collect
for evidence
the life-sized Grex doll so that it could be, quote, swabbed for a biopsy, which that doesn't make any sense. Real half-assed excuse.
That's code for he wanted a new girlfriend.
Yes.
You predicted this story would involve a sex toy, so basically
Yes.
you're right.
Yes.
The property manager refused Ryan Smith's request, but later heard a noise coming from what he thought was the now vacant apartment. The property manager found Ryan Smith inside with the deadbolt locked and the chain secured. When the manager forced himself inside, Smith's clothing was disheveled.
That's when you know your wheels off, if you're in the apartment of a dead guy humping a sex doll.
Mark, play for Peter
That's when
King.
you know it's ended. It's over.
Just tuned in to the station to hear Ranger's reaction.
It's over.
And I don't understand what the guy's talking about.
Do you have a picture of the sex doll?
Dude.
Man,
I just need
don't
evidence.
you start getting desperate.
They're looking pretty good these days.
No, they're not.
The whole world's going that way,
They all look
George.
like a corpse, and that's all there is to it.
No, they don't. Because you can get them robotic now
Go get
and
you one.
infused with AI.
Maybe it'll solve some of your problems.
Wait, that's assuming I have problems. What do you
have
mean?
problems.
I don't have problems. Investigators returned to the scene after Smith had hurried up and left after the property manager confronted him. And they compared it to photographs they'd taken earlier in the day, and a lot of stuff was switched around and moved around. And some stuff was missing, like a survival kit that Smith had taken. And so they're collecting DNA from the Grex doll. If they told Smith, "Hey, we're going to take this Grex doll to actually, we are going to swab it now for."
No,
you know what?
I
don't even think
it's
you
fine.
need. But you were here to do the biopsy thing. You thought it was important that this thing be swabbed.
Yeah, but
I
that
think
was
I was
then.
off base
That
on
was
that.
then, this is now,
I mean,
so-
He's dead. Let's
the
just
world
bury
has
him.
changed.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
it's all
This
good.
is. All right, birthdays. Wanda Jackson is 86, the legendary rockabilly singer Wanda Jackson. Danny Boyle, the Ticket's own Danny Boyle, the director of Slumdog Millionaire and Train Spotting. He is 67 years of age.
Tough last name.
What? Boyle?
Yeah.
Why?
You don't think that's kind of a rough last name?
Why? Why is it rough?
It's not a bad word.
No, it's not a bad word.
Oh,
but-
you're thinking like a boil
No,
on your
like,
skin.
not like boiling water,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little weird.
It's not like it's Puss Pocket or anything like that.
that would be worse.
Viggo Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen of Lord of the Rings is 65. The View co-host Sonny Hostin is
That
55.
show's still on the air.
Happy birthday
Oh, yeah,
to
That's what
you.
that's what a lot of people say about our show.
I know.
Rapper Snoop Dogg is 52.
Oh, my gosh.
Danny Fogler from Fantastic Beast and The Walking Dead is 47. Katie Featherston from Paranormal Activity, 41. Jennifer Nicole Freeman from My Wife and Kids is 38. Juan Marichal is 86.
Greatness.
Keith Hernandez is 70.
Greatness.
Leroy Selman is 69.
gosh.
Leroy Selman is not alive.
Tear off that piece. Part of the
yeah,
paper
just there.
Chad Hennings is 58.
Number 95.
And Juan Gonzalez is 54.
Oh.
Part of the
Wando to the condo.
stupidest phrase ever. Wando to the condo.
The incredible Leroy Selman, the greatest football player Barry ever coached, passed away in 2011. Gordon.
And our thoughts and prayers are with him.
You opened that wound again for me this morning.
Way to go.
Terribly sorry.
Okay, thanks. That's Muse. 7:35 on the ticket. Coming up next, Friday morning Scattershooting.
And now it's time for Friday morning Scattershooting with your old pal Junior Miller, right here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Scattershooting while wondering whatever happened to Jorvit Torrealba. It's only been 12 years, but he was the Rangers' main catcher the last time they were in the American League
Golly.
Championship Series back
Holy
in
cow.
2011.
Wow.
You could win some money on that.
Boy, you could.
bet. I think a lot of people have forgotten about him, which is why we bring him up in Scattershooting. Max Scherzer didn't pitch too well in Game 3 the other night, but he did set a Rangers record. At 39 years old, Max became the oldest starting pitcher in Rangers postseason history. The previous oldest was 37-year-old Colby Lewis, starting Game 3 of the 2016 ALDS at Toronto. And Colby was out there last night for the ceremonial first pitch. With the Rangers and Astros battling in the ALCS, you can't help but think of legend Nolan Ryan, who pitched for both. Did you know that not only did Nolan pitch the most no-hitters ever with 7, he also threw the most one-hitters, 12,
Wow.
the most two-hitters, 18, and the most three-hitters in Major League Baseball history with 31.
Jeez.
With the Cowboys off this weekend, if you're looking for interesting storylines in the NFL games this Sunday, it'll be fun to see if the New York Giants can actually find the end zone as they take on the Commanders. The Giants have gone 3 straight games without an offensive touchdown for the first time since 1976. And they are the 4th team since 1950 to go their first 6 games of a season without an offensive touchdown in the opening half.
Wow.
It's expected soon that NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell will be getting a new contract extension through at least 2027. Goodell would be 68 years old in that year. Nobody knows for sure, but it's been estimated that Goodell makes in the neighborhood of $50 million a year in that job.
Not a bad gig.
He's been very, very good at helping the owners make tons of money, and they reward him for that.
Yeah.
There is no turnover in that job as well. As our own Peter King noted this week, in the last 63 and a half years, America has had 13 presidents, while the NFL has had just 3 commissioners. Pete Rozelle, Paul Tagliabue, and Roger Goodell.
Wow. That's
Judge
amazing.
Tagaboo?
Judge Tagliabue. We recently learned of the passing of Ove Johansson, the Abilene Christian place kicker who booted the longest field goal ever made at any level when he kicked a 69-yarder against East Texas State back in 1976. In case you're wondering, the longest field goals at each level are 66 yards in the NFL by the Ravens' Justin Tucker back in 2021 against Detroit. We were cheated out of seeing Brandon Aubrey try a 66-yarder a couple of weeks ago when the Cowboys had a false start penalty.
Of course.
As Aubrey was lining up the attempt. And while Johansson has the overall college record, of course, the Division I record is held by Russell Erksleben of Texas and Steve Little of Arkansas, who each kicked 67-yarders off a tee on the same day back in 1977.
Wow.
Without a tee, the D1 college record is held by Martin Gramatica of Kansas State, a 65-yarder back in 1998 against Northern Illinois.
You know, Gordo always wonders why you can't be a field goal kicker and punter. Erksleben did that, didn't he?
Yep.
Didn't he punt, too?
Yep.
How is that possible? The human body just can't do both.
Danny White was all three. He was a place kicker. He had like a 75-yarder
Oh, yeah,
at
I
some
think
point.
so. They just didn't mark it down.
Yeah, and quarterback and punter. The high school football record is 68 yards, set by Dick Borgagoni back in 1985 for Reno High against Sparks in the state of Nevada. Some notes from last weekend in college football. Deion's CU Buffs blew a 29-point halftime lead, losing to Stanford. Going into that game, FBS teams down by 28 or more at half were 0-248 since 2019.
I saw that number. Golly.
Those teams are now 1-248. Texas A&M lost at number 19 Tennessee, which means it's now been 3,262 days since the Aggies have beaten a ranked opponent on the road. If that wasn't disturbing enough for Aggie fans, how about this note? Since joining the SEC, A&M has spent $895 million on a football stadium, facility upgrades, as well as guaranteed head coaching salaries. Their winning percentage in the Big 12 was 53%. In the SEC, it's been 54%. Almost $1 billion spent for basically the same level of success.
Wow, that's a lot of cash.
And Notre Dame's 48-20 victory over USC was the second worst defeat of evil Lincoln Riley's head coaching career, trailing only the 63-28 loss to LSU while he was at Oklahoma in the college football playoff back in 2019.
Their offense looked terrible in that first half.
It really did. An historic local auto racetrack is closing this weekend. After 50 years of hosting dirt track racing, Devil's Bowl Speedway in Mesquite is shutting down. The track became known as the birthplace of the World of Outlaws, hosting the Outlaw Series inaugural event back in 1978. Since then, it's been a marquee stop on the tour and has seen 88 World of Outlaws sprint car events in total. Lanny Edwards, the son of the man who bought the land and built the track, said he couldn't afford not to sell, with urban sprawl and neighborhoods surrounding the track driving up the value of the land. The final races at the Devil's Bowl will be this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We now know the numbers behind the record contract that Lionel Messi signed with Inter Miami of MLS. He will make a league record $20.5 million in guaranteed compensation this season, $5 million more than the next highest paid player ever. Only 14 players have earned more across their entire careers in MLS than the $20.5 million that Messi will make just this season. And Miami this season is paying Messi more than the entire payroll of 25 of the MLS franchises.
Golly.
If we have any big live golf fans in our listening audience, it looks like you'll get a tournament here next season. The full live schedule for 2024 isn't out yet, but they've dropped the 2 U.S. events at the 2 Trump courses that they visited this season, and they are adding stops in Dallas, Oklahoma City, and Los Angeles.
I watched the first couple of weeks. I have not watched since.
I haven't either. It doesn't even occur to me to watch.
No. Fernando is the only one I know who watches live events. That's how much he loves sports and golf.
He said this weekend he watched the live event, and it was really weird because there was no gallery.
Yeah.
It's really strange. In the township of Bonnechere Valley in Ontario, Canada, there is a street officially named Harry Dick Road.
I'm sorry?
It was named after John Henry Dick, who went by Harry, and his family has occupied 3 homes on that road for over 5 generations. Officials say the street sign is stolen at least 4 times a year.
So childish.
The township installed a security camera, but it got stolen too.
Jeez.
This week's least competent criminal is 28-year-old Lenny Cruz, who was driving a car with license plates that didn't match in Queens, New York, when an officer tried to pull him over. Cruz instead raced off, driving onto a sidewalk and through a park, hitting 4 other cars, including a police car, before crashing. His breath smelled of alcohol, and there was an open bottle of liquor in his console. To make matters worse, back at the police station, Cruz bit off an officer's left ring finger up to the first knuckle.
Oh, my gosh.
The Queens District Attorney said that Cruz is looking at 25 years in prison. And finally, a policeman goes home to his wife in the evening after work. Exhausted, he enters the dark bedroom and takes off his uniform, leaving it on the floor. He looks for the light switch, but he figures his wife is already asleep and doesn't want to wake her. Just before he's about to get into bed, his wife says, "Honey, can you run down to the corner shop and buy some bread so I can make breakfast for the kids tomorrow?" "Fine," he said, "but you should have mentioned this earlier." So reluctantly, he puts his uniform back on. He runs down to the shop, gets the bread, exchanges small talk with the guy at the counter, who asks, "New job?" "No, why do you ask?" "Well," said the cashier, "I could have sworn you were a policeman, but that's definitely a fireman's uniform you have on."
I like it.
All right, I like that laugh added for Scattershooting. That is Friday Morning Scattershooting, the official radio segment of the American League Championship Series.
Thanks for hanging out with your old pal Junior Miller for another edition of Friday Morning Scattershooting. We'll see you next Friday right here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
All right, coming up in the e-break in just 4 minutes, we have an ender and a few other meltdowns to listen to.
It's time for the emergency break of the week.
Said it burned 184 acres, and it was started by a company that was laying underground cable, and they were cutting up rebar.
That moment when programming is brought to a complete halt.
Just the spark from that.
Yes.
Wow.
By a wheels-off comment or technical meltdown.
I always feared the sparks. And you ever worked like a what do you call it?
Hot dog slicer?
It's a hot dog slicer, but it goes by a different name.
Hot dog?
God, I'm having the worst time with my memory lately.
Uh-oh.
It's the rotating thing that you have in your shop.
Circular saw?
No, it's the rotary tool. You use it as sharpening stones. You can use it as a polishing wheel. You can do
the wheel of
things
fortune.
you'd buy at a Sears. It's I can't believe I can't remember this.
Roulette wheel.
Grinder. The grinder. Thank you.
Okay, a grinder.
Yes, I remember.
Let's see who yanked the break the hardest this week on the Little Ticket.
The emergency break of the week brought to us by Crawford Services AC and Plumbing. Don't forget, we got Dave Raymond coming up here at 8:15 as the Astros even up the series at 2 with their big win over the Rangers last night at Globe Life. That's coming up at 8:15. But right now to the candidates. Interesting that we heard from Gordon there because he is candidate number 1. Last Friday, the Invasion was telling us during Crosstalk that they had a pretty interesting little game they were going to play. Could a guy guess the price of items that women traditionally buy, like makeup, garments, things like that? And then Gordo stopped us down and made us all lay out as he went to his favorite topic, his go-to.
We have just a sip at 12:30.
You're going to bring Killer on again?
Maybe we should. I think Justin.
See what beer
Justin
reminds him of
Montemayor
Christmas?
is our special guest on Just a Sip at 12:30. We'll have I Got One at 11:50.
Nice.
And at 10:50, right?
Yes, 10:50.
I don't know how this came about, but we were talking about the prices of women's
Makeup,
clothes,
just stuff that
products
women
that they use. Like, I think we'd be surprised at how much they are.
I'd be terrible at that.
So now we have the prices right. We're going to try to figure out if we know some of the prices to some of the household makeup
items
whatever.
they use every day.
That's a good one.
Right. So
I
we're
have no
doing that.
idea.
I don't either.
Tyler, go to the corner.
It was
Tyler,
a misfire. It was a
'cause
misfire.
I definitely know the price of that.
We should offer free tampons. Well, we should.
Isn't that strange? I mean, we're talking about pricing, and he just blurts that out.
What do you think his favorite all-time topic is?
I'm right here.
I really think it's that time of the month.
Do you think it's Lee Harvey Oswald, or do you think it's the women's menstrual cycle?
What?
I think it's the menstrual cycle.
Don't reduce me
It's
to
hard
those
to say,
two
but
topics.
You do that to yourself. We don't have to do that for you. So you really think that?
What?
The tampons ought to be free?
Yes, they
Okay.
absolutely should. Tampons are a human right.
Mark can play for Peter King.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that, I guess.
Easy.
Thought we were talking about Trevor Lawrence.
All right, there is Gordo as candidate number one. You know what? Let's just hear that one more time.
But we were talking about the prices of women's
Makeup,
makeup,
clothes, like just stuff that
products
women
that they
use.
use. Like, I think we'd be surprised at how much they are.
I'd be terrible at that.
So now we have the prices right. We're going to try to figure out if we know some of the prices to, some of the household makeup
items
whatever.
they use every day.
That's a good one.
Right. So
I have
we're
no
doing
idea.
I don't either.
Tyler, go to the corner.
It was
Tyler,
a misfire. It was a
'cause I
misfire.
definitely know the price of that.
We should offer free tampons. Well, we should.
Let's just end the show right there. All right, Gordo, candidate number one. Candidate number two is our buddy DJ, formerly of the Morning Musers, now producing the Hardline. They were out in California for Cowboys and Chargers. And they had DJ, they were so distracted doing their show basically from the beach on Tuesday, I guess it was. And they had DJ run down to the ocean, get a glass of water, and then come back. And the only problem was he had to do a live spot when he got back. You get some bonus Corby Dolphin laugh here. It's pretty good.
Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Hey, P1s, don't drop the ball on your retirement. Call the team at Trajan Wealth today.
Take a breath.
Still out of breath. When you imagine your retirement, what do you see? Bet each of you have different goals, and different goals require... It was a lot longer than you may think. Just call my buddies at Trajan Wealth. Wealth management, portfolio, money, things like that. Fee-based model, they charge a flat percentage fee for wealth management. It's Trajan Wealth. Your local trusted financial fiduciary. They've got locations in Frisco, Arlington, and Southlake. The number 469-579-3500 or online at TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered
There's two things you can't hide on the air when you're out of breath or if you're eating on the air. You just can't hide it. Because you're trying to talk and catch your breath at the same time. I love Corby's laugh there, too. All right, there's DJ as candidate number two. And then Gordo has had this thing against announcers this week. Also in his crosshairs,
against them.
Peter Coyote and his style of narrating a documentary. Gordo was ripping on that.
He's always yelling into the mic with weird inflections.
I've never really been. I'm not calling him the greatest narrator of all time, but I've never had the problems with him that you have. So I tried to find an example of his work, and I'm really sorry that I tried this. So this one's on me.
We love Ken Burns' content, right? We love his documentaries, love his information, but just find someone a little bit more palatable to present it. We don't need Peter Coyote always talking so emphatically and having weird inflections.
He did the country music one, right?
He did do it.
Okay.
And they went back to Virginia with the Carter family.
Hang on, I got some of it here. Let's just listen and see if you're even close.
Okay.
And it's just represents something to me about a whole era.
He stopped at this
house. How can I land on...
We record on the second...
Moses! George! Hang on.
Ralph Peer, the Carter family with their huge collection of songs.
Either. What the heck?
It'd be almost like a big party atmosphere.
I thought you said you had some of him.
Well, it says the Ken Burns documentary episode 1.
Okay.
Shut up, Fernando.
I appreciate George made an effort to provide some audio support.
So I don't know what I got settled with there, but it wasn't that.
That was the worst example of Peter Coyote's voice I've ever heard.
3 different voices, none of them his.
I think there were 4.
Well, you're the one,
British guy.
You're the one with the problem with him. Where's your example of
I'm not the one with the
that
problem.
That sounds nothing like it. That's the other thing. It's a horrible impersonation.
Taking that same trolley down Market Street to the Embarcadero.
What's happening?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Moses and the fart.
Something else open.
Who? I don't remember that Bible story. That would be a weird Bible story.
You're a weird Bible story.
It says here,
Ken Burns. Comeback.
No, it's not.
Ken Burns considers.
That was a horrible comeback.
It's the worst show ever.
It's a horrible show.
My 2 favorite things are after the first female voice, George tells us, hang on, just hang on.
I got it.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I think you started at the beginning, you would get Peter Coyote.
You guys don't jump this. Just hang on. And then
like 12 different voices.
And then you, Gordo, playing the teacher of the class, and there's the one kid who's a little behind, and you're saying, I appreciate his effort.
Yeah, I was praising the slow kid.
in trying to bring some audio.
Jerks. That's what I work with. I work with jerks. It's trying to help you, trying to help the show.
I know.
And it's like I said, you're the one with the big problem. Where was your big, hey, this is what he sounds like, and it sucks.
I didn't want to subject the P1s to that nonsense of his horrible voice.
It did give us a great e-break, so you did help the show.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, is it Gordo, is it DJ, or is it me? 888-787-1310. Hello, you are on the ticket. Who wins?
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, real quick, could we, next time you have a fill-in show, could we get Fernando, Peter King, and Daryl Razor Ray?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a winner.
I'd like to vote for George there.
Okay. He sounded a little bit like Peter King. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the e-break? Hello? No. Hello? You're on Ticket Radio. Turn down your radio and talk to us.
Good morning, Courage Voices. Tommy from Rosemount. Nobody said hello to Razor for me last week, but I will vote for the great Gordo, and I'm sending you a package, Gordo. Thank you.
Okay, that sounds threatening, but okay.
Threatening.
Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the emergency break of the week?
Good morning, Muses. It's Ashley, and I like to vote for Gordo and his product endorsement.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, Ashley. Have a good day at school.
That was awkward.
Merry Christmas.
Women. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins?
Good morning. I would like to vote for Gordon's obsession with menstruation. And you guys have
boy, there is one. You got that right. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the e-break?
Morning, Musers. You're in for a special treat this morning with the E-Break Man Original. I got a tampon in my ding-dong. Tampon in my ding-dong. Get higher when it sings song. Higher when it sings song. Time the month I get hungry. Bleed it, bleed it, bleed it, bleed it, bleed.
Thank you, e-break man.
Tampon in my ding-dong?
That's what he said. I don't fully understand it.
Hi, you're on the ticket.
Accept it.
But I accept it.
We're going to accept it, yeah.
It was in the form of music. It's art.
Yeah, get away with it.
We don't know what
way.
he meant.
Yeah. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins?
Hi, is my sweet Craig there?
Oh,
yeah.
Who's
this? Who are you, ma'am?
Well, I heard you talk about me. This is Billy Gilman.
Oh, hey, Billy.
Hi, Billy.
Oh, hey. Long time no talk. Craig, how's everything going?
Great.
On your end?
Great.
Well,
On your end.
I miss our fireside chats, and I'll take number 2 and go Craig.
Oh, yeah. Go Craig. There's a DJ vote. Hi, you're on the ticket. Who wins the emergency break of the week?
Yeah, I'm scatter voting while wondering whatever happened to that Barb chick.
We hear from Barb all the time.
Yeah.
She's doing well.
Well, you're a lucky man, I'll tell you that. Give me Gordon. The man stopped the show down. That's a break. That's a real break.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a winner, and I think this is a very, very big win, a very daring big win for Gordo. Go ahead.
Yeah,
play the
Oh,
e-brake
my
first,
God.
and then we'll have our big ceremony.
Sip at 12:30.
You're going to bring Killer on again?
Maybe we should.
I think Justin.
See what beer
Justin
reminds him of
Montemayor
Christmas?
is our special guest on Just a Sip at 12:30. We'll have I Got One at 11:50.
Nice.
And at 10:50, right?
Yes, 10:50.
I don't know how this came about, but we were talking about the prices of women's
makeup,
clothes,
just stuff that
products
women
that they
use.
use. I think we'd be surprised at how much they are.
I'd be terrible at that.
So now we have the prices right. We're going to try to figure out if we know some of the prices to, some of the household makeup
items
whatever.
they use every day.
That's a good one.
Right. So
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Tyler, go to the corner.
It was
Tyler,
a misfire. It was a
'cause
misfire.
I definitely know the price of that.
We should offer free tampons. Well, we should.
Fernando, how many wins is that for Gordon?
Triple digits, Cha. 100.
Whoa! Wow. Oh, my God. I can't believe it.
That's right. He is 35 behind Norman. I'll have the 16-ounce Gaza Strip Hitskus.
It's not a steak cut.
Holy cow. Well, Gordo, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I'd like to thank both of you guys.
You're welcome.
Because
Sure. Yeah.
I really don't think that I could have done this without you.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could have sucked this bad at broadcasting without you guys. I'd be awesome without you guys.
Yeah.
But since you're around, I do poorly.
Well, way to go, Gordo.
And how many do you have, George? 101 or 100 even?
102.
Fernando should know.
102, 3?
Fernando, do you know how many George has?
Give me a second here, boys. He has 101.
Talking on it? 101.
Okay. Boy, you've almost caught me.
What an exclusive club. The triple
This
digit
is
club.
this is very Sammy
We're the
Sosa,
triplets.
Mark McGuire.
We're the triplets that are in triple digits. Way to go, Gordo, with the big 100 win.
And with the wireless mic now, out talking to some of the golfers who are starting to arrive, and whoever else he runs into is Gordo. Come in, Gordo.
Yeah, I'm out here at the driving range. Boy, this place is really nice. And the expanse that you can see from up at this vantage point, I can see for miles around. It's so beautiful. So I figured I'd talk to some of these guys. Do they all have caddies today or something?
They might.
Seems to be lots of caddies around here, too. Wearing their vest and everything. I'll talk to this dude over here. How you doing, sir? This is the driving range, right?
That's correct.
What's your name?
My name is Brian.
Brian, what are you doing out here?
I am the driving range attendant.
Oh, okay. So these sacks of balls that you have a huge sack of balls.
Yes, thank you. It's not because we have a variety of balls to get with.
Yeah. Well, what kind of balls are these that we're looking at? These are leather pouches filled with different kinds of driving range balls.
And they have Titleist over here, trophy ones. And here you have Titleist, TaylorMade, and Callaway.
Okay. What are do you have the lady Titleists? That's what I hear. That's what I hit.
No, we haven't got those in yet, Gordon.
You ever felt the lady's balls? The lady Titleist balls?
No.
All right.
I hadn't had the opportunity yet.
Okay. Well, what did you grow up around here?
No. I grew up in the Love Field area, but I live around here, yeah.
Yeah, the Love Field, isn't that around Bluffview? Well, I don't know why that's funny, but we're having fun.
No, Love Field is right where the airport, Luffield.
Yeah,
Gordon.
Yeah. That's where LBJ took the oath of office. Remember when Kennedy got killed?
Yeah.
And LBJ was his vice president?
Yeah. I remember that, but that was way down downtown, dude. That wasn't it.
I thought it was at Love Field, but once again, don't know why that's funny. But all right, so what are we doing here? We're looking at these guys that are teeing off. Are you seeing like that guy doesn't have a very good swing, does he?
Well, they all have good swings. I wouldn't know. I'm a novice myself. I like bowling.
More of a bowling guy?
I am a bowling guy, so.
Yeah, can't you go to golf.com and print out a free coupon for bowling?
No.
Oh. All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, Brian.
Appreciate you. Your name is?
What? Oh, Gordon. My name's Gordon. I work for the Ticket, the sports radio station that's here today.
Well, thank you, Gordon.
Yeah.
It's nice talking to you.
Hey, it's great talking to you, too.
All right.
Well, you guys have great
You want
chemistry.
to give a shout-out to anyone at Love Field? Once again, don't know why it's fun. But anyway, all right, appreciate it, Brian.
What a great voice.
Yeah, he loves you.
Okay. All right, this guy. Oh, boy, he started sculling balls here. I'll go talk to him. How you doing, sir? You out here for the tournament?
No.
Oh, what are you out here for?
We're just in from Charlotte,
Oh, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I've heard of it. So you're in from Charlotte. What are you doing here at the PGA of America headquarters?
We're just here on a business trip, just playing some golf.
Okay, you kept it very generic there. What's your name, sir?
What am I doing?
I'm Gordon with the Sports Radio 1310 The Ticket. We're broadcasting live here, covering this exciting event.
Got it. Well, there's 3 of us in from out of town. I don't know how exciting our event is, but we're just here doing some end-of-year planning for work and
generic.
Ask him if he's sculling balls.
Who do you work for?
We've got a small RIA wealth management firm in Charlotte.
Okay, and so you decided you were in town for business, and you said, let's go see the new PGA headquarters.
Yep. Well, we've got one good partner that's a golfing fanatic that had heard about this place. I'd never heard of it, and so he set up the trip.
So how's your swing doing this morning?
It's a little rusty.
Yeah, it looked like it was struggling there a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it's a little rusty.
That's all right. That's good. All right, well, go ahead and swing away. I'm going to cover this live for the radio.
Tell him not to skull a Boz.
All right. Get the mic down there. Hey, look at that. That was pretty good.
That sounded pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What you hitting there? A sand wedge?
It's a pitching wedge.
Oh, pitching wedge. Okay. All right. And this guy's the golf fanatic right here next to you.
I don't know about that.
That's what I hear. Who's your favorite golfer?
Favorite golfer? I have absolutely no idea. Him, Steven.
No, it can't be that guy. He can barely golf. No, professional golfer.
Professional golfer? Good question. I don't have one. I don't know.
Were you a Tiger lover or hater?
I like Tiger. Tiger's fun to watch.
Yeah. What about Justin Leonard?
He's fine. Justin's a good player.
Yeah.
No, you don't like Justin?
Nah.
He's from around these parts, right?
Yeah, but he's not that great.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. No, one guy on our radio station really loves him.
Does he? Yeah. Good player. Good guy, seems like. Yeah.
Yeah, take care. Well, what are you doing? You guys put money on this out here?
There's a little trophy to be had at the end of tomorrow.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
What kind of trophy?
Just a little thing we bought, playing for some pride.
Uh-huh.
Something to put in the office to show that you won for the year.
So what do you guys do? Just pop a gummy and then play 18 holes? What are you doing?
There's no gummies involved. Yeah.
All right, stay hard.
Thank you.
Okay, appreciate it. Are you with these guys?
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Ask him if he can hit a shot.
He wants to know part of that.
Tell him you want to work on your iron game.
Oh, there's no way, dude. This guy's so bad.
He's not going to win the trophy.
Actually, he just hit it really well. Now, there's this other dude who kind of looks like Wilford Brimley who's out here.
Bingo.
And he is worse than me, and I didn't think that was possible.
Tell him that.
No, I want to be encouraging to him. I'll go ask him. Hold on. I'm going to go out here. Ask him if people tell him they look like Wilford Brimley.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
How you doing, sir? Gordon with the Ticket, the sports radio station here.
How's it going?
You got a great beard.
Oh, thank you. It's getting wider as my kids get older. So.
Anyone ever tell you look like Wilford Brimley?
No. You're the first.
Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the guy who advertises diabetes.
Advertises diabetes.
Yeah, something like that and everything. How long you been playing golf?
Oh, on and off for, since I was in high school. Still no good.
And how old are you now?
40.
You're only 40?
That's it. 40 years old.
My goodness. Okay.
I got a 60-year-old's beard.
Yeah, well, no, it's a great beard, though. So on a scale of like 1 to 12.7 or so, how would you rate your golf game?
I'll give it a 7.
Really? You lie to yourself that badly?
Yeah. It should be higher, but...
Yeah, no. Well, you know how it is. Anyway.
Generic.
Married with kids?
Married with kids.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Married with children.
So that's who you're escaping out here
That's
today?
exactly right. She's off in the spa, and kids are at home with grandma. So
they have a spa out here that the women's is.
Oh yeah, they
want to go over there.
That's a smart way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see you take a swing here. What you hitting with?
5-iron.
5-iron. That's a good choice. Okay. There's Wilford Brindley lining up. Okay.
That sounded good.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Man,
Did you intend to hit it there?
I got a little fat, pulled it a little bit. But
Yeah, pulled it a little bit. You're a pull hitter?
Hopefully we can straighten that out today.
Good.
Tell him we have to talk to Razor.
We have to talk to Razor next. You know who he is?
No.
Daryl Razor Ray from the Dallas Stars.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm from Houston, so.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, you here for the game, the baseball game?
No, I'm here to escape kids.
Okay. All right.
You didn't care. You didn't care about baseball.
No, he doesn't. All right, back to you guys.
All right, way to go, Gordo.
Since the Rangers have thrown off my twitching schedule this week, I think I'm going to do either a Twitch or a Discord discussion with the P1s on Saturday night around 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., I think. No idea what sporting event I'll be going up against. Well, the Rangers will be playing that night, too, won't they?
Nope.
No.
Off.
Okay.
College football. That's
there you
it.
go. So look for me on Twitch or Discord, one of the two. You know, I celebrated a big win today. My 100th e-brake.
That was a big moment.
It was a huge moment. But I don't appreciate the picture that P1 Domo tweeted out about me celebrating this win. That is not the official.
Okay, that's Lee Harvey holding his
it's my face.
Liquor Connor rifle.
And that's my
famous
face
backyard
on
picture.
His body holding the rifle, except the communist newspapers say 100 on them. Like that's my certificate.
I guarantee you he has gone into that backyard and stood right there.
No doubt.
I happened to
Holding
wander
a
through there
broomstick
a
or
few
something.
times, didn't realize where I was when I fell asleep there.
What's the street address?
214 Neely.
Oh,
no.
gosh.
What just happened?
It's amazing.
It really is amazing.
He lived in the upstairs apartment.
Bingo.
That's the apartment he left from when he went to go try to assassinate Edwin Walker, the general who lived on Turtle Creek. Oh, gosh, what am I saying? Anyway, that's not the official photo. Hey, I did, speaking of photos, I did tweet out a photo from out here at the PGA, what do you call this?
PGA Frisco.
PGA Frisco.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out and tell me if this is not an overly dressed up name for a business.
Okay,
so,
that says,
as I'm walking out to the driving range, they have a little cornhole set up. You know, you throw the bean bags through the holes and the boards.
Mm-hmm.
But they're brand new, the equipment that they bought. And so the shipping boxes that the cornhole platforms came in are right there. And look at the name of the business.
Cornhole Solutions.
There is a business named that.
Hey, it's a big thing now.
With a mountain
Cornhole is.
landscape behind.
Yeah, I don't know
the
whether
name.
are they from Colorado or somewhere. Cornhole Solutions.
We need that.
That's ridiculous, and you know it.
No, it's not. Cornhole is huge.
Just call it Cornhole Equipment LLC
No,
or something
you need
like that.
solutions.
Now, you don't need a solution. You just need the equipment.
If you're into cornhole, we have solutions.
No, that's not their slogan. Speaking of, this was mentioned in Scattershooting, which is an award-winning segment, which the guy who runs this place out here came up and said that was
He's
his
a big fan.
favorite segment of the week.
That's
and
right.
we have more people that mentioned that Scattershooting is their favorite segment of the week.
Well, that's really nice
That
to
is
hear.
nice
I
to hear
appreciate
that.
that.
It's kind of my idea. I kind of came up with
Great.
it. I kind of give Craig the direction each week as to where it needs to go.
Oh, that's a good one.
But you mentioned there's a street that has a sign that gets stolen quite frequently.
Correct.
What was the name of that street again?
I don't recall. Maybe you do.
What a standoff this is.
You're just trying to get me to say it again.
No,
I already said it this morning.
We're Harry Cox. Big Harry Cox.
Close.
What was it, George?
Harry Dick is the name of the street.
Harry Dick Road.
Yes, you left out.
Big deal.
Road.
Street, road.
Okay, so oddly, there's a guy named Harry who tweeted this out. But he says, we have a similar street here in Savannah, Georgia. Also without a sign because it keeps getting stolen. Look at the name of that street.
Okay. All right. Why is it called that?
The name of the street is Black Wiener. And people keep stealing the street sign.
Why was it named that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that was someone's last name. And maybe there was a nearby White Wiener Street, a much smaller street, but it was nearby, and so they had to name this one something different. I don't know.
Maybe.
But people steal the sign. Just so childish.
Is everybody a child?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just come on. Just Jesus, come on back and kill us all with your AR. But it's time. It's time for the end of the world. So thank you for that. Okay. On to other things as we do Fantastic Friday fan feedback. I think we were wrong about something. You know, the way the world works is if there's a study that comes out that says one thing, wait a couple years and the next study that comes out will say the exact opposite thing.
Yep.
What have we heard about hitting the snooze button?
Don't do it.
Bad for you.
It kills you and everyone around you.
Right.
And lets the terrorists win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is new research by scientists from Sweden and Australia. It's an odd collab. But anyway, led by Tina Sunderland, who is a psychologist and a sleep researcher at Stockholm University. And she says, as a sleep researcher, I tried to find the evidence behind the idea that the snooze button was bad for us, and I could not find a single study. So she conducted 2 studies and found out that not only is hitting the snooze button not bad for you, but it actually helps many people feel more awake once they do wake up. Because they experience what's called sleep inertia. And I've had that a few times. You ever woken and felt like you've been darted with an elephant tranquilizer?
Oh, yeah.
Some people have that all the time.
I had it this morning.
They have to wake up gradually, and snoozing helps them do that.
I think she's in with big snooze button.
I think so, too.
She doesn't want to go away, so.
So they recruited 31 self-identified habitual snoozers, and they closely monitored them at the sleep lab for 3 non-consecutive nights. And following the first night of regular sleep, each participant slept one night being allowed to snooze and the other not being able to snooze. And the following day, they gave them cognitive tests in the morning and afternoon, test how they responded. And they found no significant difference in people's stress hormone levels or morning sleepiness, I guess, in that group. But, so it may be bunk, the whole snooze button thing.
Could also be a case like just about everything else where it's good for some people, bad for others.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't like that complication.
That's not as much fun.
I need binary. I need everything
Wrong
to be
or right.
Binary.
That's what we need to
Except
know.
gender. There is no binary there.
So confused.
Yes. Don't you understand? That's the goal, is to keep it to where you can't figure out the world, where I can game you because I'm one step ahead of you and can make fun of you for not knowing the next step.
It's definitely working.
Yale sends this, says character suggestion. The hey, I just tell it like it is guy. I played in a golf tournament the other day, and there was a bit of a log jam at one of the tee boxes. The caddy for the group behind us, who no one in our group had met before, approaches us verbal guns ablazing, lots of vulgarity, cussing, and HSOs on minority groups in the first 5 seconds.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Seeing the shock on my face, he registers that and responds with, "Hey, I just tell it like it is."
Oh, okay. All right.
These guys think that phrase is their umbrella policy for any offensive comment. And there's a lot of folks just like them. I think it'd be a funny character. You're exactly right. I've run into these people before.
Yeah.
Who just say the most offensive things and then just, "Hey, I just tell it like it is."
Just truth.
Oh, okay.
It's a matter of can't handle truth.
You know, it's funny this comes up on a golf course because many, many years ago I was playing a lot of golf, playing with our neighbor Tom. We developed Tell It Like It Is guy. And it wasn't anything offensive, but it was if I hit a bad putt, he would walk up and say, "Bad putt." You know, or if he hit a bad drive, I'd walk up and say, "That wasn't very good." And it was just the honest golfer, the honest golfing partner who just labeled your bad shots bad shot.
What if there was one day a year where everyone had to be completely honest about everything?
The world would implode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't handle complete honesty.
Did you see Liar Liar, Jim Carrey?
No.
Yeah, that's good.
He couldn't lie. He had to tell the truth all the time, so he was getting slapped and beaten up, and it's a funny movie.
I have to watch that. What's that? He was
Yeah,
an attorney,
that's right,
too.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, made it worse.
All right, we'll take one phone call. Let's go to
Tony in Louisville.
Hi, Tony.
Cody.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Not Tony.
Okay, it's
Anyway.
not that big a deal. Just
Dalton.
Hey, that's
Well,
his name.
Hey, I just tell it like it is.
Oh, okay.
Two quick things. Cowboy Stadium curtain, interesting thought. So we all know that Jerry doesn't allow those for football games, but does for concerts or any other event. Now, think about prepping for a game day. There are employees who work at the stadium, get ready for the game. What happens if a group of employees who presumably know where those curtains are stored decide to hang them up for a 325 kick?
They'd be fired on the spot.
Yeah, some of Jerry's henchmen would rip the curtains down immediately.
Wait, the curtains aren't up there all the time?
Mm-mm.
They have to hang them each time?
They get a big ladder and
I just assumed
put
they were
one
pulled
ring
back.
at a time on.
I just assumed they were pulled back, but they're always there.
Well, I don't really see them to the side, though. I've never really seen that picture.
Gosh.
Or maybe they are.
No wonder what a beating it is.
Or maybe they go into a compartment that you can't see, and then they roll them out.
A compartment that you can't see. I've never seen that, a curtain compartment.
Well, I hadn't either, but I'm just assuming that way you wouldn't have to hang them every time. I would think that would be a whipping.
Do you remember the old metal blinds back before we had the vinyl blinds? What a beating those were because they would always get bent up.
Yeah.
I hated those things. What about the Roman blinds? Aren't those the vertical ones? Or those?
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you just call those vertical blinds.
I had those in an apartment. I didn't like them. They
They're
were
usually
beating.
always on sliding
It's hard
glass
to
doors.
keep them lined up, too.
Yeah. One will always get twisted and get caught behind the other one. Like bad front teeth.
Jeez.
And that's what I wanted to say to you guys today.
Okay.
Do we have any more time? We can take another Ranger call if you want.
That's all right.
Craig's always quick to usher me off the stage, isn't he?
Yep.
Well, it is 9:32, so we
barely
have to
gotta
get
go.
going. All right, Gordo, thank you. That's the corner.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
Order your pizza, order your Chinese food, hide your kids, hide your wife. It's week 9 of the E-brake Fantasy League. I don't know what's real anymore, and this league has turned me into an infinite mirage of a man. Anyway, DJ Ringelberger showed why I'm the most fit guy on Work in Progress after fetching a glass of water.
When you imagine your retirement, what do you see? Bet each of you have different goals, and different goals will require...
The Ringelberger belongs to Team Mino. That's awkward for me. George nominated himself, finally.
That's the other thing. It's a horrible
Was
impersonation.
taking that same trolley down Market Street to the Embarcadero.
What's happening?
In order to hop the ferry-
Moses and the fart.
Something else open.
Who?
I don't remember that Bible story.
George gives me a point as my team continues to float like a used condom on the Trinity. And the winner this week is Gordo getting e-brake number 100.
Tyler, go to the corner.
It was
Tyler,
a misfire. It was a
'cause
misfire.
I definitely know the price of that.
We should offer free tampons.
Maybe now they'll stop nominating his random moments, but either way, Sean gets the 3 this week. We're now 9 weeks into season 2, and Sean, Ranger Revolver to my Temple Bass, and David Cooper Guardian on Acid Mino leads the way with 13 points. Once again, I'm bringing up the rear harder than Deddy on Twitter with 6 measly points.
Ah, yes. Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you.
Congratulations, me, as we are tied. Justin, it's a long season. You've got time. You're not guaranteed to be in the gorilla suit.
Can I wear
but
just like the gorilla head? Do I have to wear the whole thing?
No, I think we said at the beginning of this
suit,
full-blown gorilla suit for 2 days at Ticket Stock.
And by the way,
whole damn
congratulations
time.
to Gordon Keith.
Yes,
Number
100.
100.
In the 100 Club.
There are now 3 members of the 100 Club. Norman Aloysius Hitzkis. We have the commander, George Dunham, and now Gordon Goofy Deer Keith.
Free tampons.
Who will be the first ticket employee in the NIT-brake 100 Club? Ooh. It's going to take a while.
It's going to take quite a while.
Well, let's see, George and Ham are only 98 away.
Okay. But
right.
we'll add someone else here in about 15 minutes at 2:30 because we have the NIT-brake every Friday at 2:30.
This week's e-brake has already been yanked, but there's still plenty of misfires, misspeaks, and stop-downs from the Tickets broadcast week. We've got the best of the rest. It's time for the NIT-brake.
All right.
Thank you, boys. Let's get going here because we have 5 candidates today. And there are some good ones, but they're a little longer than usual, so we want to get going, but there are some funs and yucks to be had. Again, 5 candidates. We'll vote on the end. We'll start with candidate number 1 from The Invasion. We have Travis Mejia, their producer, who got lost when we started hearing drops of himself.
Huh. I wonder what that shows up. Oh, it's just a Venmo transaction,
right? No, with like you have the like emoji.
Oh yeah, when they have the memo, like what's it for?
It's just an eggplant and a peach.
Is it illegal if you buy them like a meal? Like, is it only money?
I think if you were to receive an act for that Hamby,
so essentially,
hamburger, that's the news.
A Hamby for a.
What are you doing? Get that meat away from me!
Okay,
it's a Hamby.
So he just kind of cracked himself up there.
So Friday, dude.
He's like that one, man.
He's in Vegas right now.
He's doubled over right now.
I wish if you could see the image in my mind.
I think we have a pretty good idea.
Or she's just got like ground beef in her hands and it's just
stop. Hey, meat. Go to break.
What?
Let's get to one really quick. No, Travis.
Do you want some eggs on that?
You'll have to pay for that one too.
Okay. Should we put that on Matt or Travis?
I think Travis.
I don't know what. I don't know what was going on.
I don't either.
There.
He was shortening hamburger to Hamby, and that really cracked him up.
Yeah,
and he couldn't recover. Yeah, that's on Travis.
We'll go with Travis.
Travis Meat Mejia.
That's true. That's his nickname, Meat.
There wasn't much professional broadcasting.
None to be had. Well,
they
don't worry, because candidate number 2 is Matt McLaren. And I heard this live, and I was so confused because we like to point out if we notice that a former NFLer has a son in the NFL, but I don't know that we've ever confused the two the way Matt did.
Yeah, and we saw the explosion that he had again when he had space and Dak got him the ball in that rollout and that busted play and just kind of slung it to him.
You kind of surprised he didn't house that?
Yeah, I was because he was gone, I thought, and he got caught from behind by Asante Samuel, who's like 85 years old.
No, that's his son, Asante Samuel Jr.
It is. I was like, I didn't know he was still in the league.
What the hell you doing?
I was right. Asante Samuel is 85 years old then. Man, yeah, the light did not go off. Dude, what a moron.
Had to leave Daddy.
Oh God,
Daddy cackling there. At
Daddy
the end.
laugh.
Yeah. Matt sounding like Elf right there.
It was an Elf moment because Elf didn't mistake Jerry Rice playing, but he thought him having a son in college was
when he was 60.
Yeah, like that's still pretty old to have a kid in college. But yeah, Asante Samuel Sr. He is only 42. But he's been out of the league since 2013.
I thought he was in the league longer than that.
Yeah.
But.
And Asante Samuel Jr. is not a no-name. Like, he was a high pick.
Yeah, no, he was very good.
He played for a big school. He was in a Super Bowl. He's a notable player.
And the Doyle King laugh just added to that whole
Yeah, you add in
tapestry.
the Doyle laugh. You add in the Deddy laugh. Things get crazy.
So that was actually Deddy's laugh at the end of that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that wasn't a drop? Okay, wow.
Do we have that as a drop?
It needs to be a drop.
What a moron.
Oh
my God.
It's got a lot of TC to it. The TC laugh.
Yeah.
They kind of have a similar laugh.
A little bit more energy, but yes, I agree.
So there is candidate number 2, Matt McLaren. God.
Okay, that's
shut
enough.
it, Daddy. Candidate number 3 from the same show
Big week.
is Matthew Birmingham. This was last Friday during Just a Sip. I was sitting in because I have a beer drinking problem. And they have an open that Travis works really hard on. He slaves over hot Inco to get it made.
He said hard
and Ham says, I don't care about that.
Do that now, actually. 22126.
Thank you, Travis. It's 12:34 here on the ticket. It's 12:34 here on the ticket.
Are you ready?
It's 12:34 here.
Stop hiding.
On the ticket. Ham, what are you doing?
Ask me if I reminded him before we got into the segment.
He did not.
Oh, come on. He's hiding and lying now.
It's the world's most dangerous midday show. Donovan Lewis, Matt McLaren, 10-1 here on the ticket, and it's Friday and it's 12:30, and we usually will do something. You have it ready, Ham? Like this.
Oh my gosh.
Just so maddening.
He
Just
started out
waiting.
by time checking. It's 12:34, and by the time they found it, it's 12:38 here on the ticket.
You're waiting so long for a payoff, and Ham's in here.
Okay, I need
doing
some intel here. So, were you just ignoring Travis? Is that what happened?
No, I forgot because I wasn't reminded. And he's made about 4 of these intros, so I'm trying to play the right one also.
The game you just heard, folks, was Pass the Buck, brought to you by Matthew Birmingham.
Yep.
Well, Ham,
I
either
think
way,
Travis, or I think Ham's in the right here.
either way, Ham,
Thank
you
you.
are candidate number 3. Candidate number 4
Thank you.
is
Thank you, Ham.
Corby Davidson of the ticket. During Picks with Friends yesterday.
Should have been a nominee. Give me another point.
Yeah, it doesn't help when he's clearly doing it to help you, but here we go. Him making a joke that, of course, had to be dumped.
It could have been worse, Bob. We could have given you a 10 play.
Should have.
I wanted
what
to.
What an opportunity missed.
I was voting for it.
Now, all of a sudden, Corby wants to follow the rules. We can't do that. Those aren't the rules.
No risk it, no biscuit.
I believe the phrase that you were looking for, Donovan, was tighter than a nun's.
Whoa. I don't know, dude. No, we can't. What are you doing?
That's a no.
What is that?
What do you mean?
We dumped it, too. We caught it in time.
What do you mean you don't know?
Like we had to look at.
That's not what I meant.
Isn't it, though, kind of?
No.
Well, you didn't elaborate, so.
What's going on? You ready to party or what?
So because it had to be dumped and beeped, if you are not aware of what he said they're tighter than a nun, and then her forbidden place.
Yeah. Kind of like a rash, but different word. And that was like at least a minute and a half after Donovan was saying something. It's tighter than a you-know-what.
Right.
And then everybody moved on. We start picking games, having fun, talking sports. And then
Here comes Corby Kool-Aid Man on Clean Feed.
From the logo.
And he's doing this on Clean Feed, and his kid is probably like right next to him. His kid probably fed him that line. Like, hey, Dad,
like
use
Jackie
this
the Joke Man.
Yeah,
him a little
his kid are like they're a room of writers.
Hey, MF, use this.
Now, if the nun was in like an industrial accident, we could say that, referring to whatever wound she suffered. But when referring to that area, that's a no-go. All right, candidate number 4 there is Corby. Our last candidate here on the NIT break is, I think we're going to put this on Engineer Travis.
Oh, the Astros fan.
And he's out here today.
That's true. So
this is second Travis. Travis number 2.
Last Friday, we had absolute chaos on the hard line.
1810 The Ticket.
Wait for it. Hold on. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys, is providing you with an opportunity to win tickets to a Dallas Cowboys game this season. Head over to theticket.com and register for your chance to win a pair of tickets. Miller Lite and the Dallas Cowboys. It's Miller time. Must be 21 or older to enter and win. And now here is the hard line.
The Ticket.
Oh.
Hardline. Here's DJ.
Daddy, do another ticker or something.
I guess we lost them.
You guys got anything fun going on?
I mean, I'm sitting here editing Cowboys cuts. Is that fun?
All right, we're back. Hey,
good Lord.
We'll pay any of you $100 million if you can find 3 people with more nothing than Matthew Birmingham, DJ Ringenberg, and Jacob Dedamore in that clip.
At least they got to listen to Jump Around on a Friday afternoon.
House of Pain? I mean, come on.
I'm editing Cowboys clips.
That's the worst segment to lose connection to, because if it's a Cowboys Friday
and they have all the audio,
you could fake your way through a Cowboys segment or a Ranger segment, but when you have a Friday fun and the 3 guys are just kind of looking at each
none
other
of them
like
did anything to help. They just played audio hot potato. Ham goes, here's DJ. DJ goes, do another ticker, Daddy. Daddy's like, I got nothing. Ham, what do you got? And then it just goes back and forth.
Well, I was trying to get on the horn to try to figure out where they went.
Yeah, DJ should have taken the reins there.
I agree.
You always have to have a segment ready at all times.
You always have to
an evergreen segment that you can just go to, just
or go
in
to
case
calls,
that happens.
Do something.
Or call an engineer.
Remember,
just kind of look at the board and just hope it gets better.
The words of EA
just look at each other like, I guess it'll work.
The words of EA ring out. Okay, if you want to be a radio superstar, you better be prepared.
If you want to be a superstar, you should have prepared.
Just stay humble.
There you go.
All right, voting quickly.
Speed round.
NIT break. 5 candidates: Travis, Matt, Ham, and Corby.
Not confusing.
Kevin.
Asante Samuel.
Okay. Ham.
Van Davidson.
All right, Sean.
The Weezer song Gash Pipe.
Mino.
Corby.
All right, my vote doesn't count. I would have went with the last one, Travis, but Corby wins the NIT break.
Sorry,
how about
Travis.
that?
Gash pipe. All right, save that for the Reconsider Lounge. All right, it's 2:50. Why Today Doesn't Suck is next.
Once again, The Ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
Doggone it, if you don't follow your team from birth to death, you suck.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
The Sweet Spot, that is Sean Bass. I am David Mino, and today we are at Tennyson Park Golf Course for Ruho Boots Woodrow Fest. I've made the turn a couple times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Scrambled. Yeah, I made the turn first when I turned into the parking lot.
While you were doing that, I got up and down.
Okay.
So.
I've had to scramble a few times, too. But at 2:59, here's Ham.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery and Sante Center for Healing brings you Gash Montemir.
Thank you, Ham.
Gash Monkey.
We now go to the three most jealous guys in the world because they're not golfing.
Uh-oh.
Corbs, Bobs, and Daves.
Corby, Bob.
Speaker? Yeah.
Hey now.
Hey, Corby. Hey, Bob.
What's up?
How's it going?
Hey.
Where are we at today?
So we're at the Longhorn Ice House off Northwest Highway. Nice. But we need to tell you guys right out of the chute that Dave is not here.
Oh, no.
Dave said that he will not return to the show until the Astros lose.
Or is he just having an OnStar situation?
Well,
Friday remote.
Since we're almost to the anniversary to the day, which anniversary is it, Bob? 17?
15?
16? 07, right?
16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 16.
16.
That could be the case. He could be on his OnStar right now. But he is just holding out hard that he just can't handle any more Astros wins.
What if
he can't
EA
work?
gets his wish and just kills the whole city?
Of course.
Yeah. If there's a tsunami that hits Houston.
They all slide.
I know you're hyperbolic, Corby.
We hate
but
Houston with a passion.
EA wants to kill all of Houston, and he called Dwight Powell the worst thing that ever happened to the Mavs.
Yeah.
But somehow Yordan Alvarez would still hit 2 home runs while he's dead.
Right.
Still don't want to pitch to him.
Yeah.
All right, today is Friday, October 20th, the 293rd day of 2023, 72 days left in the year. On this date in 1944, Michigan State and Maryland played a college football game where the two teams combined to throw one pass. The fewest in college football history. The Terrapins threw the pass. The Spartans did not. Michigan State won the game 8-0 in what had to be the most boring football game of all time.
Well, if they would have played in an offense that would sling it around.
Well, yeah, Jerry Rice might have
Aerial
struggled
attack.
in that offense. I'll give you that. He might have struggled if he played for Michigan State and didn't get a single pass. On this date, in 1977, 3 members of the rock and roll group Leonard Skinner, including lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, killed, along with 3 others in the crash of a charter plane near Macomb, Mississippi.
Okay.
The day the music died.
Big Bopper, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Lost the
but
coin flip.
I mean, they never went on and produced more music after that, though. They stopped touring.
Actually, they're still touring.
Don't they have a Filipino guy singing or something?
That was funny.
And this bird, it really can't fly.
And luckily, they got to influence Kid Rock, so that's good too.
Yeah, without them, there's no Kid Rock.
Right? Yeah, you know what I mean.
We wouldn't get ball with the ball.
If we're looking for silver linings. And in 2004, just 3 outs from getting swept in the AL Championship Series, 3 nights earlier, the Boston Red Sox beat the New York Yankees, winning Game 7 to become the first MLB team to overcome a 3-0 postseason series deficit.
Until the Rangers are going to do it.
Is that the A-Rod game where he knocked the ball out of the hand at first?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
No, that's Silence of the Lamb.
That's a great
It is a good drop.
Yeah, any baseball game now is going to be the A-Rod
I like that,
game.
Lando.
It's going to be a random
what I can.
Padres-Pirates game in June. A-Rod's going to get brought
you
up.
exposed him to ranch dressing today, and he's all discombobulated.
Kevin?
No, Kevin loves ranch.
Kevin
Kevin's a big ranch guy.
Yeah, Kevin has
I thought we were referring to ham. That's
no,
my bad.
we're talking to Lando.
okay.
Lando has a ranch helmet on.
Lando.
He's got a Homer Simpson ranch hose.
And just goes, he just sips on it.
funny
He
in the
nurses it.
open.
All right. P1 birthdays, we have 1. This from Kelly. She says, "Hello, Monto. Please wish my brother Tommy a happy birthday. His leader is Bob, and his drop request is, quote, dealer's choice." Looking at the board, seeing good things.
To Nancy, what a surprise it was running into you today. After so many years, and in such an unusual place, my dresser drawer. But since you're nothing more now than a name scribbled on a high school play program, I threw you away to make more room for underwear.
And porn.
That is always so good. I will never tire of that.
Should we just keep playing it?
Dude, let's go.
To Nancy. Maybe next week.
Hey, we'll just keep on in bed and we'll pull it up whenever you ask us to.
Do you think that he had better poems? Like
poems?
Or was that
he just like, or was that his sonnet?
Is that the single we're going with?
Yeah.
You don't think he had a good album in him? He just had a good single?
That one went platinum.
He did an acoustic version
of it. I think he had a whole book ready to go.
He's the Soulja Boy of poems.
MTV Unplugged.
All right, birthdays today.
To Nancy again.
Connie Chung, 78.
Right, it's his Let's Twist again. Connie Chung married to what's his name, Bob?
Lowry.
Yeah.
William Russ, 73. That's the dad from Boy Meets World. Al Greenwood, Foreigner, 72.
How old's Topanga now, Sean? You got a countdown clock on her for like 50, right?
I believe Topanga is a year older than me, 42, I want to say.
Okay. How's she holding up?
Great.
Very well. I would still go happiness postcard to that.
All right, Ham, that's good.
Nobody wants to know.
Yeah, we don't need your postcard information.
Keep that information
I'm just
to
saying,
yourself.
She is 42 years old.
And gorgeous.
Nailed it.
She's
Although
56 and gorgeous.
I do need all of EA's postcard stuff.
We hate you, little bastard.
Dalton.
He has enough postcards to fill the American Airlines Center. Let's see. Viggo Mortensen, 65, actor.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. What a wonderful soldier he was.
Ham.
And always came up with something.
Turn on your mic.
NFL.
Yes, sir.
We're under a lot of stress today. We don't need you making everything worse. We need you making everything better.
Are you upset that you can barely hear it? Is that the problem?
You want more?
Ham? You know.
I don't even know what he did.
He's playing Norm nonstop this whole segment.
That was the agreement. We wanted to keep it low
request.
for Sean.
Nobody wanted it.
We're hosting this segment, right?
Sean said he
Bruce
could never
Bochy
tire
wanted
of it. Never.
Well, it is post 3 o'clock, so we now have control of the steering wheel.
We just have to pull together today. Can everybody understand?
What if to Nancy, low level to Nancy? What if that's the new Creed?
Yes.
Yeah. What if that's what they play at the Ranger games?
Norm can do a dramatic reading during the 7th inning.
Yeah,
stretch.
he already dropped the first puck.
See.
Meanwhile, Evan Carter's just like, what the hell is going on?
What is happening? And it's over and over and over.
Who the hell is Nancy?
Yeah, that could be Leody Tavares' walk-up song.
Ham, it would take about 10 minutes to drive up there. And maybe 2 to use the elevator that it still works.
Boy, I want to see him. Oh, and we got a Cumulus Facilities site.
Okay,
but there's nothing passive about that. That's flat out aggressive. It's a threat.
Sean, would you listen to Nancy morning, noon, and night while you're asleep at a very high level for the next year for the Rangers to win the World Series?
Probably not. I'd probably get divorced, so no.
What a quitter. Unbelievable.
I would have Sean listen to
That's
that
a bonus.
all year for a Rangers win.
Would you marry Nancy?
Yes.
And your ball also falls out. We still going with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you got to have your
One of your
nudicle
balls.
come crashing down. Turning 59 today, the Vice President, Kamala Harris.
Libs.
Snoop Dogg, 52. John Krasinski, 44.
Oh,
Unabomber.
man.
He'll look at the camera to make it funny.
Bob, you know what John Krasinski's the star of, don't you?
Yes, A Quiet Place.
And A Quiet Place, too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Which I hear is even bigger than the first one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they're even more quiet.
That's the one where they
Best
go to space.
monster movie I've
let's
seen
see.
in a decade.
Is that the one where Mick dies?
NBA Youngboy, 24. Keith Hernandez, 70.
Oh, Fernando.
Juan Gonzalez, two-time most valuable player, 54.
Rangers.
Eddie Jones, 52. Kenneth Walker III, 23.
Greatness.
Born on this day now dead, Tom Petty.
Tim Potty.
Tim Potty.
Scott Hall.
Smashers.
And Mickey Mantle. Mick did touch home on this date in 1995.
Is that why they announced the auction for the family thing?
No relation.
It had to have been.
Just
They don't even know what his
amazing
birthday
ironic
is.
note.
And down the stay still dead, Herbert Hoover.
Herbie Hoove.
You're done.
Shut it down! Let's go!
That's a vacuum joke.
To Nancy.
Bye, Justin.
Bye, Mino. Bye, Oprah G.
Broadcasting live.
And, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, in for Dave, who was in for Snake. Snake.
Here he is, the Cobra. Here's Cobra.
Do you remember how to do this?
Can I just say this? All right, thank you very much. So, last night on Thursday, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, which is the name of her movie, won the day with $6 million. It's getting ready to go over the $100 million mark domestically sometime today, probably right now. But second, I don't want to talk about her. Second was, for Thursday night, was Killers of the Flower Moon, which is the new Martin Scorsese Western crime drama set in 1920s Oklahoma, at the Osage Indian tribe specifically.
Bingo.
In Osage Indian tribe? in northeastern Oklahoma, where, if you've read the book, which it is one of the most compelling, incredible books ever. I loved it so much. They struck oil on the Osage land, and it's all about, they were the richest people per capita in the country at the time.
The Indians.
The Osage.
Okay.
And
how? Commanders.
So the white people decided to swoop on in and say, I would take you for my bride, and maybe I'll take you for my... You know what? It's a lot easier if we just kill all you guys and take your money. So it's...
Whoa.
I think... I don't remember the total number of people that died during all of this. This is why the FBI was created, essentially.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an awesome story. But here's the rub. It's a Martin Scorsese joint. He's going to get it right. But he's also going to get it right at the expense of human beings who enjoy 2-hour movies.
I was going to ask, can you read the book faster than you can watch the movie for the first time in adaptation history?
I wonder how quickly, if you read for 3 hours and 40 minutes straight, and you were a fast, voracious reader,
yes,
how far you could get in the book. Because that's the length of the movie. It's really long. It's DiCaprio, it's De Niro, the actors that they got for to play the Osage tribe members. Apparently, a lot of them are going to be up for Oscars. I've read really good things.
Did
but
Willie Jack get a part in this?
You know what? None of our heroes did.
Really?
I don't think they did. And maybe they were busy.
Maybe. But I want all of my res dogs to be able to get the Indian parts in Hollywood from now on.
I know. So I am definitely going to see this movie. But I also know that it's going to take... Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready for 3.5 hours? Let's go.
This is a Christmas vacation, 10 a.m. showing that you get up and you maybe hop in the sweats and you get comfortable. Can't watch it when you're tired.
No.
I
Maybe
really
it's coffee.
I really want to see this movie. I just also know there's no chance I'll get to it until vacation. If then.
Which, yeah, I think you'll be able to squeeze it in some... I think the best move for movies like this is not to go, because we're, kind of hamstrung during the week. We could only go see like an 8 o'clock movie, which means after previews, we're not getting out of the theater until midnight.
That's...
Right?
It's a 4-hour ask that is... Like, what's the revenue record for a movie over 3 hours?
Okay, how long was Titanic? Was it 3?
I don't believe so. Now, you might convince me it was 2:40, but I don't believe it was.
I'm seeing
3.
3 hours and 14 minutes for Titanic.
Really?
So there's your answer.
Okay, well, that was like the highest grossing movie of all time. So my entire point sucks.
I don't think, though. I think Titanic came out. I mean, if Titanic was made now, it would still make a ton, but now we're in this world where movies that make all the money are the superhero movies and things like that. I don't know if Scorsese has the pull that he did when Goodfellas came out and all that. And even when Goodfellas came out, it's still a kind of a niche type movie, you know?
Yeah. Could you tell me how old he is?
Late 70s, I would say.
Because he is definitely one of those guys that has always seemed old, no matter where I was in life. When you started hearing about Scorsese, you thought this guy's in his 60s. Well, surely if you were hearing that when in 1980, he's not still in his 60s.
I think
that would make him
turns
110.
81 next month.
So 81. So he was about our age when he did Goodfellas in 1990.
Incredible.
He was 40-ish whenever he did Raging Bull, and then probably 30-ish whenever he did Mean Streets, which was he and De Niro's first collaboration, I think. But
would you consider his career successful?
I think he did okay. Much like Quentin Tarantino, I feel that because I kind of grew up with them both, you know, on the adult front, they make very heavy adult movies that I almost owe it to them to go see them all.
Yeah.
You know? And they're all great. They're all super, super fun.
I probably should see Raging Bull at some point.
Yeah. It's long, too.
Well, you said they were all great.
It is
now
great.
I just got the,
it is great, but, man, you got to be in such a mood to see Raging Bull because...
It's not you talking to me.
There's a lot... That's Taxi Driver.
I know.
It's all the same guys.
I know.
All the same guys all the time.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's out, and we'll see. CBS is going to continue with Yellowstone because, remember, actor strike, writer strike, and CBS, their parent company, I guess, oversees the Paramount network. And so they're like, well, what do we need to do? What do we air? We don't have anything. There's no acting. There's no writers. Nothing. Well, you know what? This seems to do well for Paramount. Let's just throw it on there. And they threw it on there, and it did really, really well. It's averaged almost 6 million viewers per episodes, or per episode. And you're talking about a show that's in its 5th or 6th season now.
Yeah.
And you just dump it out on a different platform, and 6 million people are going to watch it. That's incredible.
It's incredible, but it's also kind of incredible it wasn't on CBS in the first place.
That was kind of my point, but they wanted you to pay for Paramount.
Right.
And enough people did.
But now, once enough people did do that, they've confirmed that if they ever throw it on the network, it's going to be big time. It's like saying, if we ever threw The Sopranos on ABC, now assuming you could do it in such a way where you didn't have to change the entire show. But that's the thing about Yellowstone is there's really not anything that's too terribly salty aside from some language here. And
right.
They don't have to.
How do they handle that? I mean, I haven't seen it, so I wonder if it's like, no S Sherlock. If that is like no bull crap Sherlock,
yeah, I don't
or
know.
if they
I guess
bleep
I
it,
know.
or if it's dead air, or.
I guess I don't know. Man, Rangers have a lot of pop-ups today, Corby.
Well, this just in, Bob. Justin Verlander's a good pitcher.
That's what I hear. I just want him to be happy too. You know?
Oh yeah. What a tough life that guy's led here. How do you meet Kate Upton?
Well, you start by winning a couple Cy Youngs.
Yeah,
probably.
that helps. Like, is there a Kate Upton hotline that you call?
I doubt it. I don't know that we run in her circles.
Like, so you think that you need multiple Cy Youngs?
Well, I'm not saying she was in
a World Series and maybe an estimated net worth of over $100 million. That helps.
These are the circles she's probably seeking.
So if Justin Verlander was the electrician that maybe wired together, maybe like the Longhorn Ice House here. Did a great job. Look at all the electricity we have in here. It's flowing. The currents are flowing beautifully. There's a lot of
electricity in here. That's right.
Does he get a crack at her? He looks the same. And it's funny, just like Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
Or would she be married to Bartolo Colon instead?
Dude.
I'm looking for a dude who looks like a frog. Do you have one?
That's really interesting. If, like, she had 2 pieces of paper. One had the entire Justin Verlander electrician resume on there. The other one had Bartolo Colon. who played for 20 years or something like that.
Yeah,
It's probably worth 50, 60 million.
Right.
He
But
blew
it's
up the Coliseum
Bartolo
toilet.
Colon. What?
He blew up the Coliseum toilet.
He did. He did. That's a very unfortunate story.
Yeah, don't tell her about that till you get engaged.
You know, I
Focus on the
exploded
Cy
a
Young
toilet.
stuff first.
I exploded a stadium toilet one time.
Let's start with the Cy Young.
We've been mentioning the Britney Spears The Woman in Me memoir, which won't hit shelves until October the 24th. I imagine this is going to make a lot of money because there's so much out there that the women love as far as salacious stories and abortions and dating and jumping on the dating bandwagon again. There was another blurb that came out about Colin Farrell, how she went right from Justin Timberlake to Colin Farrell, and the blurb I read was something about we were just all over each other. That stuff sells, right? That's the kind of stuff you want out there in the public.
Holy crap, baby.
But when she talked about her tumultuous relationship with Timberlake and then others, she goes, look, my book's purpose was not to offend anyone by any means. That was just me then. That's the past. I don't like the headlines I'm reading. That's exactly why I quit the business 4 years ago. Okay. You're quoted in the book. You participated in the book. You participated in the marketing of the book. So the people that actually are the publishing company, they can put out any excerpt they want.
Yeah.
So you have no say in that. I don't like the headlines I'm reading about my book that I helped write.
There seems to be one way to handle that, and that is maybe don't put it in the book.
Don't do a book.
Right.
Period, right?
Right, yeah. This is where you probably can't get too mad at the media.
Right.
When they're working for you.
Right. She says, I've moved on from 20 years ago, and it's a beautiful, clean slate from here. I'm here to establish it that way for the rest of my entire life. Either way, that's the last of it, and S happens. Britney.
So, one piece of interjection.
Go on.
On E-News. So I went back and tried to figure out the Jason Bateman thread that started the whole thing. And the little lady and I are watching Lessons in Chemistry. Do you know of this show?
Is it a show or a movie?
This is an Apple TV joint.
Okay.
That is just dropped. And it's your girl Brie.
Brie Larson?
Yeah.
I like her.
And I guess he is like the producer of it. So
not in it.
Today, the third episode dropped. And I don't want to... It feels like it's back in the 40s or 50s.
Okay.
I guess. And it's basically about a chemist. And
true story?
I guess it was a really popular book.
Okay.
I'm feeling around in the dark here. I'm just telling you, I don't know any of the background, but I do know that Jason Bateman produced it. And I do know it's on Apple, and it's the second most popular show to the new season of The Morning Show, if you look at their rankings now.
Okay, so it's like legit.
And it appears to be doing pretty well. And the third episode, guest star B.J. Novak.
From The Office.
From The Office.
Well, that'll make Sod very happy. Does he look at the camera a bunch?
No, he doesn't. No, they're not using all of the
that's
Office.
Where Jim is
all the
or
Office
anything?
cues. But it's not bad. It's not bad. And Jason Bateman appears to be doing well.
Good for him. We need him to do well at every turn. All right.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.